today we will be ranking all 8 of the nightmare critters. And here they all are, all 8 of the nightmare critters. If you want to rank the nightmare critters on your own, the link to this tier list will be in the description. And before we get into the tier list, I just want to remind you guys to go vote in my community tab for your favorite nightmare critter or smiling critter, as we're having them do a matchup every day from October 13th to October 20th. So go vote! But other than that, let's get right into ranking the nightmare critters and waste no more time. So starting off with our first nightmare critter, Baba Chops. So Baba Chops seems to be the main nightmare critter out of all 8 of them. She has that main character vibe. She's obviously a black sheep, and her design is actually really good in my opinion. I like how her head is like fluffy, but her body there's like no fluffiness to it. And I really do like her little skull pendant right here. It really adds on to the whole design. And here's where we're gonna put Baba Chops. So for some reason, Baba Chops just stands out to me. There's just something about her that really stands out to me. So if we were just completely going based off of her design, it gotta be an A tier, right? Wait. But she smells like licorice.
Oh, hell no!
Disgusting candy licorice. Never mind. We're going with a B just because she smells like licorice. And licorice is absolutely trash. Now moving on to our second nightmare critter, Icky Licky, who is supposed to be a black and yellow frog. And if I'm being honest, when I first saw Icky Licky, I really didn't know what animal it was. It didn't really look like a frog to me. I don't really know what it looked like to me at first, but I just didn't see a frog in it. See, like here's the frog right here. I feel like the eyes just have to be like more spread apart and it would look more like a frog. But let's not go ahead and discredit Icky Licky because of that. Icky Licky is still a really cool nightmare critter. I really like Icky Licky's black and yellow patterns on his body. His pendant, the biohazard sign, doesn't really make sense to me. I don't know why that's his pendant, but he does smell like coffee, and you know, coffee is muy bien. That's right, I got a little Spanish in me. So Icky Licky, he's pretty cool, but I think I'm gonna have to put him in the C tier, right under Baba Chops. Still good though, still pretty good. Next up, we got Rabie Baby the Bat. Now let me tell you something about Rabie Baby. She has that Hall of Fame gossiping badge and eavesdropping badge. She is a very sneaky creature. And me personally, I don't like people who gossip and can't keep secrets. I don't know about you guys, but that's just me. Obviously, the design is pretty cool. The white and pink colors really match on Rabie Baby. So if we were going purely based on design, I feel like Rabie Baby would be in the B tier. But since she can't keep a secret and is very unloyal, it's gotta be C right here. Dropping her in the C with Icky Licky. Next up, we got Allister Gator. And I'm not even gonna lie, for some reason, Allister Gator is one of my favorite nightmare critters. Yeah, I really like Allister Gator. First of all, because he kinda sounds like me. He's just an all-around lazy guy and chill. I can confirm, I am a very lazy person. So yeah, that helps him on the tier list. I also really like his pendant with the crossed X made out of bones. And his design overall is just very well made. He literally looks just like an alligator. So obviously I told you guys, Allister Gator, one of my favorite nightmare critters out of the 8, so he is obviously going in the A tier for me. Next up is Simon Smoke, and I've gotta say, he is a really cool looking dragon. Like he got the earrings and the gold the dollar sign chain, he's dripped out! He's dripped out! Bro, no one messed with Simon Smoke. He got that gold on him. He letting them people know he got the money and he has the bragging rights. I guess his personality is to be cool and popular and just be a complete jerk, which is not a good thing, but overall, I really like Simon Smoke. A really cool looking dragon. But do I like him more than Allister Gator? To be honest, probably not. Do I like him more than Baba Chops? That one's actually pretty close, but I think I actually like Baba Chops more. But he definitely deserves the B tier, so he's gonna go right next to Baba Chops. Now, next up, we got Poe, which, by the way, I really like the name Poe. Like all these other nightmare critters have these names that are kind of complicated, and then you got Poe. Just Poe. I like it a lot. Just Poe. But Poe is a raven with a thundercloud pendant, and it smells like cinnamon. Now I've gotta say, I really like Poe's design. And for those who didn't know, Poe the Raven is actually the name of a book, so I think they got the inspiration from this book, The Raven, made by Edgar Allan Poe. Now, what is this book about? I don't know, don't ask me. I don't read books. Do I sound like someone who reads books? No. I literally haven't read a book for like 10 years now. But yeah, I think it's really cool how they incorporated that book and then made Poe the Raven. So overall, I really like Poe. So I'm gonna slide Poe into the A tier right behind Allister Gator. Allister Gator still remains as my top nightmare critter. But moving on to our second last nightmare critter, we got Touille. Wait, Touille? Ratatouille! Hawk Touille. My goodness, not this brain rot stuff. Please get me out of here. Touille is obviously a rat, and the pendant for Touille is some kind of fish bone. Overall, a really nice design. He has the big ears like a rat, and has the personality of a rat because he eats and collects garbage. And that's what rats do. But yeah, a lot of people said he looks like Ratatouille, and I think the name Touille came from Ratatouille, so that's pretty cool. A nightmare critter inspired by the movie Ratatouille. But can he cook? Nah, he probably can't cook. But Touille, I do like him a lot. It's a really creative name. The design is very good. So I don't think it deserves A tier, but I do think it deserves B tier. Probably in the last spot though. So Touille in the last spot in the B tier list. And for our last nightmare critter, the very last one, we got Maggie Mako. And guys, Maggie Mako, I don't know guys, there's just something about Maggie Mako that I really like, you know? Just the shade of blue and the whole design with the shark fin and those sharp teeth. Okay, let me stop. This is getting a little weird now. I don't know guys, there's just something I really like about Maggie Mako. This design right here is just phenomenal to me. I mean, the pendant is literally a shark tooth, so that is the perfect fit since Maggie Mako is a shark. It smells like chocolate, which I really like chocolate, so that's a big plus. And Maggie Mako, in her personality description, it basically says she loves sweets and desserts and candy and stuff like that, which I do too, I can't even lie, so that's another big plus right there. But just overall, the design, just the different shades of blue used on this nightmare critter, looks absolutely phenomenal. It looks just like a shark. So yeah, with that being said, this might be my favorite nightmare critter out of all of them. So going back to the tier list, as I just said, Maggie Mako, probably my favorite nightmare critter out of all of them. I'm gonna put Maggie Mako right in the top spot of the A tier. But that's it for this video. Obviously, this was just my opinion. Everyone's is gonna be different. But just to let you guys know, there is literally no bad nightmare critter. All of them look absolutely amazing. The developers really cooked on this one right here. Every single one of them. You could tell that the developers put a lot of detail into them, and they just did a great job with every single one of them. But there's my final tier list. Obviously, none of them in the B or F section, because they're all great. We got Maggie Mako as my favorite nightmare critter, and then Rabie Baby as my least favorite nightmare critter. But let me know in the comments what your tier list would look like, or what you would change to my tier list. But other than that, I'm excited to see these nightmare critters in January, and see how they contribute to the story.